Hello, hello, hello. Back with another Path of Exile 2 video. Let's go for Monk build 4. I'm pretty sure this might be the last one unless I come up with some miracle or something else like that. I do apologise for my voice. I am a little bit under the weather, so please bear with me. So we've got 89 strength, 164 dexterity, 171 intelligence. We're level 98. 56% evasion, 8,386 energy shield. We're capped at resistances by a large amount, and movement speed modifier is 30%. Let's go through these skills. So we have taken Meditate with cooldown recovery 2, steadfast 2, and rapid casting 2. I'll explain when I go to the passive tree what I've removed and why I've taken Meditate and stuff like that. Will and Assault, we've got this at level 20. We've got Corrupted as well with extra quality, and we've got this with Rage 3, Magnified Area 2, Practice Combo, Elemental Armament 2, and Oasis Oath to get some Mana Leech. Flicker Strike, we've got this with Concentrated Area, Close Combat 2, Overextend, Hit and Run, and Diala's Desire. If you don't have Diala's Desire, what I would recommend doing is getting like Pinpoint Critical or anything to boost that critical chance up. You need around about 75 to 80% critical hit chance to hit 100% when you use Charge Regulation. As you can see, my Diala's Desire gives me quite a lot of damage boost as well. Then we've got Charge Staff with Thrill the Kill, Innovate, Culling Strike, Blind, and then Escher's Radiance for lightning damage as chaos damage. Then we have Mantra of Destruction with Delayed Gratification, Mobility, Prolonged Duration, Charge Profusion 2, and Airless Chimes. This is how we get our power charges back, especially on a boss. If you really don't like Mantra of Destruction, you can take Culmination. You can take Hand of Chiola, okay? Socket Hand of Chiola with Culmination, with Airless Chimes, with Charge Profusion 2, and then this will, every time you use Chiola, this will give you then your power charges when you've got a 20 combo. It's entirely up to you. It is good as Hand of Chiola. You can also use it with Sniper's Mark, so then when you do use Hand of Chiola, you get a Frenzy Charge, which then will boost up your Flicker Strike skill speed. It's entirely up to you. Or if you don't have enough skills and you don't have enough, like an unset ring, or you like to run 2 different rings, you can actually put it into here. Okay, so you can put Culmination into there, Airless Chimes with Quarterstaff Strike, and then it'll work the exact same. As soon as you get 20 combo, press it and it'll work. It's a lot faster to put in Quarterstaff Strike than it is for Mantra of Destruction, but don't forget Mantra of Destruction gives you a huge amount of damage, especially chaos damage. Then we've got Reaper's Invocation. Yes, I know we can take Cast on Critical, but I genuinely prefer Reapers. It's less spirit, I can use it manually if I needed, and it just seems to be a lot faster and a lot easier. So we've got this with Profane Ritual, Charge Profusion 2, Overabundance for less skill effect duration, Boundless Energy for more increased energy, and then Compressed Duration for less skill. Blasphemy. We've got this with Temporal Chains to slow them down, Ritualistic Curse for more area of effect, Heightened Curse for more magnitude, Magnified Area for more area effect, and then Focus Curse for them to erupt with 50% less delay. That's what the purple aura is around me. So whenever we come near an enemy, you'll see them pop up with Temporal Chains. Makes it a lot easier to survive. Then we've got Herald of Thunder with Chaos Attunement, Armor Break Free, Armor Explosion, Uruk Smelting, and Only Tells Embrace. This is what causes the big armor explosions, and basically Only Tells Embrace is what gives the huge clears. That's why it's so expensive. Charge Regulation, we've just got this with Uhtred's Exodus for basically more support. Wind Dancer, we've got this with Culling Strike 2, Blind 2, Maim, Magnified Area, and Soul Drain. So this gives a bit of mana back when we support an enemy. And the Mana Remnants, we've got this with Katal's Rejuvenation, which basically means, if you look here, it stacks up to 8 times and grants 5% increased cooldown recovery per stack. Each stack of Katal's Rejuvenation lasts for 10 seconds, so you get a massive recovery on Mana Remnants. And then we've got Remnant Potency, so it allows you to be created 3 seconds after, but it gives you more effect. Harmonic Remnants, which gives you a chance to create an additional one, and it can be collected from further away. And then Clarity for more regen. If you do not have Only Tells Embrace, run Herald of Thunder and Herald of Ash. They'll do pretty much the same thing, just not as good. And then you could also run Tribal Fury, which gives you splash damage, which, again, is kind of like let's say like a Timu Armor Explosion. So, let's go into gear. We're still running the same Quarterstaff that we've had for quite a while. Unfortunately, I tried to quality it and it corrupted it, which is annoying because I did want to corrupt it and see if I can get an extra socket, but it didn't work. So I've gone for Elemental, extra lightning damage, crit chance, attack speed, all attack skills, and then more lightning damage or flat lightning damage. We've got 2 new rings. So we've got rings with triple attacks, some leech, and some lightning resist and elemental resist. And we've got an implicit that gives you all elemental resistance as well. Then I've got another ring that gives me triple attacks and then all resistances. Helmet with +1 to power charges, and then basically resistances, intelligence, and critical hit chance. The critical hit chance is low, but it was the only one on the market with this amount of energy shield. The body armor, we've got this with 1626 evasion and 600 energy shield, with resistances, with dexterity, and triple socketed. Gold amulet, so we've got this with subterfuge mask, we've got some rarity, some energy shield, some mana, again, increased energy shield, +3 to all melee skills, a critical hit chance, and critical damage bonus. We could make this better if we had global defenses, and I guarantee you it'll remove something that I need, and then I have to go back round and round and round. Then we've got Viper Mitts, so again, these are all triple attack and melee skills, critical damage bonuses, and 60% increased effect of socketed items. Then we have some boots with basically energy shield, 30% movement speed, fire resistance, cold resistance, and lightning resistance, because we've got it enchanted. These boots were insane. They cost me a lot, yeah. And then we have a headhunter with 18% increased maximum energy shield, 12 to strength, and then it's got 40 to strength, 20 to dexterity, and then some life and stuff like that. Okay, and it has free charm slots. The mana, which allows it to constantly be affected, and then this is just a normal life flask, which I don't really need because I run Chaos Inoculation. So, let's go into the skills. We have taken Lead Me Through Grace for 1 spirit for every 8 item energy shield, and then 1 spirit for every 20 evasion rating on the body armor. And again, if you have this on, you cannot gain any spirit for equipment, so do not put spirit on equipment. Anything on this passive tree, if it's in gold, it is both skill sets. If it's in red, it's weapon set 1, so this is my Quarterstaff. And then if it's in green, it is my wand, which I forgot to show you. So I've got a wand with mana regen, cast speed, and then we've got it socketed with energy shield recharge rate, and then we've got a focus with energy shield recharge cooldown, and then this has got faster start of energy shield and increased energy shield recharge rate. Before I move on to the skills, I'll explain why this is. So as you can see, I have 9,082 maximum energy shield, but I have a recharge per second of 6,289.3. What that means is with Meditate, okay, so if you look at my Meditate right now, my Meditate has a cast time of 0.5 seconds, but I produce nearly 6,000 energy shields, so nearly, like, call it 60% of my energy shield comes in 0.5 seconds. So if you watch my energy shield as I press Meditate, okay, it'll go to a maximum point. But this is where it gets interesting. Charge regulation. You gain 20% more defenses while you have an endurance charge, okay? So when I get 3 endurance charges, I have a 60% higher increase in my defenses. What happens is when it consumes an endurance charge, it then increases my defenses, which then allows me to use Meditate again. So it'll consume it, allows me to use Meditate. Consume it, it allows me to use Meditate. Because I'm above my energy shield all the time, it means that I can use Meditate. If you've seen in my YouTube short, when I got hit, I could instantly use Meditate. I have had this on for God knows how long now, and I haven't died. It's so good. What you need to do is you need to focus on getting your energy shield recharge up, okay? So this is why in weapon set 2, you'll see why I've gone for recharge rate, cooldown recovery rate, recharge, okay? These are cheap, genuinely. I think this cost me like 30 exalts or something, and this cost me 85 exalts. Nothing. You're not looking for anything special. You're not looking for spell damage, like +5 to spells or all this lot. You're just genuinely looking for cast speed and double socketed, if you can get them, so you can get more energy shield recharge rate, and then energy shield recharge rate, faster start of recharge, and cast speed. And then you can double socket this, and then again, you're laughing, okay? Look, as you can see, it's back. Just keep going. And then you just keep going, and then eventually I'll put a little snippet in the corner. You'll see that I was sat at, right, just short of 19,000 energy shield. And with all my skills and my buffs, I sit at around about 65 to 75, I think it is, evasion. Plus I have a tiny bit of deflection. Not much. Chance to deflect 20%, so 40%. So I become a little tank with 275,000 damage of flicker, and that's not even buffed or anything like that. Okay, buffed with Headhunter or whatever. I know some people don't like using Headhunter, but with buff with Headhunter, I can go over 3 million flicker strike while having nearly 17k energy shield. Yeah, it's quite a tanky build, and my mana don't run out. Okay, I don't know. It's probably the best build I've done in a long while. So I hope you enjoy it. Right, let's go back onto here. So remember, gold, both weapon sets, red, weapon set 1, green, weapon set 2. So they've gone taken Meditate, as I said before, and then the energy shield recharge rate. We've got Iron the Thunder, because I'm using pretty much most lightning damage. I've removed Soul Springs Eternal, because I don't need the meta skills, and I don't use cast on crit. You can use it if you want to, but it's like around about 60 spirit if you have Soul Springs Eternal on. If not, and you get a quality, max quality, it's like 90 spirit, which is more than what you need, if that makes sense. You can put other skills into it. And then we've got Sunder My Enemies, which critical hits ignore non-negative monster elemental resistances. Right, so I'm going to explain this as much as I can, okay? Any questions, just leave a comment below. This will probably take me a good 5 or so minutes to explain, because I want to go through as much detail as possible and everything like that. So we've gone and taken Flow Like Water, Mindful Awareness, and Step Like the Mist. These will give you attack and cast speed, dexterity, energy shield, and some movement speed and mana regen. Then we're going to take a Crashing Wave for 36% damage if you dealt a critical hit in the past 8 seconds. I pretty much, especially with Flicker Strike, every hit is a crit. So I'm getting an extra 36% increased damage when I'm critting. Then we're going to take in Concussive Attacks. This gives me 25% increased damage and a chance to daze on hit. Remember, these pair really, really well. These are really good. If you're struggling for crit chance, okay, remove these and get on some more with crit. Then we take Immaterial. This gives me 50% increased evasion rating if energy shield recharge has started in the past 2 seconds. So when I pop it, that is my energy shield recharge. 30% increased evasion while you have energy shield. So currently, as it stands, I'm getting 30% increased evasion rating. Then, on weapon set 1, which is a Quarterstaff, we have taken Dizzying Sweep, which gives me more area of damage, more area of effect, and a chance to daze. Then we have taken Killer Instinct for more attack damage while on full life, or 60% attack damage while on low life. We have Chaos Inoculation, so therefore we are always on full life. We have taken a Emerald that gives me lightning damage, critical damage bonus for attack damage, increased elemental damage, and elemental ailment threshold. I will put all my emeralds on the screen towards the end, all my jewels, and so you can have a screenshot of which ones you want to look at. Then we've got True Strike for the Jugular and Deadly Force. So these gives you damage and critical hit chance and critical damage bonus. On weapon set 2, we've come up here and we've taken Chakra of Breathing, which gives me 1% increased energy shield recharge rate per 4 dexterity, 20% increased evasion rating while you have energy shield. So if you look and I swap it, I've got 170 dexterity on weapon set 2 because I've changed everything to dexterity. Ideally, I could probably change some more to dexterity, but I need as much mana as possible. Then we'll go back round this way. So we've got on weapon set 1, we have the Power Within, which gives me critical damage bonus if we gained a power charge recently. Okay, there's no need for this to be on weapon set 2. Then we've got Critical Exploit for increased critical hit chance, Melding for more maximum energy shield, and then we've got a bit of reduced mana. Then we're taking Dampening Shield and Pure Energy for increased energy shield and ailment and stun threshold equal to our energy shield. As you take Chaos Inoculation, this means that you will become more susceptible to be frozen or stunned unless you take these ailment thresholds. Then we move up here and we come across into weapon set 2. Remember, green is weapon set 2, and we take Essence Infusion, so we gain more increased energy shield recharge rate and plus 10 to intelligence. Go up and we take more energy shield recharge rate. Keep going up. We have now got a From Nothing, which allows me to put passive in radius in the Mind of Matter. I'll show you where that goes in a minute. And again, we keep going up and we've got increased energy shield recharge rate and increased mana regen. So this Mind Over Matter allows us to take the following. Well of Power, which gives me 20% increased critical damage bonus if I consumed a power charge recently. Recover 5% of maximum mana when you consume a power charge. I have not run out of mana in a long time. I've got Mana Remnants, I've got Mana Leech, and I have Recover 5% mana when you consume a power charge. Okay, so it's all like tying together. Then we have Storm Charge, which gives me elemental damage if I dealt a critical hit, and then a chance, increased critical hit chance of 15%. Breaking Point, which gives me duration of elemental ailments of enemies and more magnitude. And then we have Dependable Ward, which gives me more energy shield recharge rate and faster start of energy shield recharge. Again, weapon set 2. Then we move back over here, okay? We have taken Spectral Ward. This gives me 1 maximum energy shield per 12 evasion on the equipped body armor. I have 1600 evasion on the body armor, so it gives me a lot of energy shield. Come around here and we take Overflowing Power for +2 to maximum power charges. Up here for Careful Assassin, which gives me reduced critical damage bonus, but increased critical hit chance. Inoculation for immune to chaos damage and bleeding, but remember your maximum life is 1. And then we have the Well with damage as lightning, increased critical hit chance, increased critical damage bonus, and then gain damage as extra chaos damage. I am looking at changing this to a better one. I currently have like 400 divine that I will probably spend on jewels. Then we move down here and we take Throat Seeker. Throat Seeker gives me increased critical damage bonus, but reduced critical hit chance. These two go hand in hand. They work very, very well. Remember, critical damage bonus is what you see on the side here, okay? So it's an increase of when you crit. So when my Flicker Strike has power charges and it's at 100% crit chance, I'm getting an extra 684% increased damage. Then we take Martial Artistry for more accuracy and critical damage bonus, and then one with the Storm. If you consume a power charge, it counts as consuming an additional power charge. And we move down here, we have a jewel that gives me increased critical hit chance on notable passives, increased critical damage bonus on notable, and then chaos and elemental damage on small. You can get a unique time lost, which gives you flat like lightning damage, 4% lightning damage and 4% chaos damage, lightning and cold and stuff, but they're expensive. Then I've taken Dizzying Hits, which gives me a chance of daze, and then I get more critical hit chance against dazed enemies, and then again increased damage against dazed enemies, and then a chance to daze as well. Then on weapon set 1, we've taken all the crit chance and crit bonus, so we've got Heart Stopping for critical hit chance and intelligence, Heartbreaking for critical hit chance and critical damage bonus and strength, and then Struck Through for more attacks have 1% to critical hit chance. And then finally we'll come around here and we have Enhanced Reflexes, which gives me increased evasion rating, deflection equal to 5% of my evasion rating, and then 8% increased dexterity. So there are my jewels, if you want to screenshot it. And then for anyone asking, because I get this question every single time, what is my Quarterstaff skill? It is the Herald of Thunder Dark Tempest Thunder effect. That is my Quarterstaff skill. That's what causes my Quarterstaff to be red. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please leave a like, comment and subscribe. And any questions, let me know. Jump in Discord and stay safe. Peace.